Our final guest this evening is Civil and Environmental Engineering Professor Daniel Gerrity. Dan, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You just got a $330,000 grant from the EPA. Tell us when the money was awarded and what you plan to do with it. And my suggestion is bet it on black.
I don't know if they'd approve of that, so I'll stick to the research side. But it's been about a project 2 years in the making. We've been working on it for about a year now, so we're well into it. We have about 2 years left to go. There's 3 different parts to it. So the first part is doing a quantitative microbial risk assessment. So we're trying to figure out what's the risk of waterborne disease from different drinking water scenarios. So kind of related to what Dr. Wing was talking about earlier. The second part is looking at the life cycle assessment of potable reuse. So turning wastewater back into drinking water.
Which we do here, right?
We do here. So we do it, they do it all around the world in many different ways. So this whole project is related to the various ways that's done around the world. So if I was going to give you a bucket and ask you to bring that water from Lake Mead all the way back into the valley, it would take a lot of energy and you probably wouldn't want to do it.
Right.
So one of the things that we're looking at is if we take all that energy that you would exert doing that and we put it more into advanced water treatment and then drink that water directly rather than putting it into the lake, we're trying to figure out when that scenario makes sense. So that's the role of the second part there. And then the third part is more of a typical environmental engineering application where we're looking at a different type of treatment train to turn wastewater back into drinking water.
Obviously, moving water is very expensive. I mean, we can't bring water from the eastern slope of the Rockies over to the west economically to make sure that we have enough water here. That's got to be a huge factor that would affect people all around the world.
Yeah, it is a huge factor. So, and it's one of the reasons that this research came to be is because of that economic factor. So one of the issues with potable reuse and a lot of the ways that it's done in California, for example, is that the treatment that we use to do that is very cost intensive and energy intensive. But in a lot of cases, it's actually cheaper and more cost effective to do that rather than taking that water from other places and bringing it in. So potable reuse is kind of an alternative to what you were talking about right there.
You're collaborating with a number of other schools. What schools and how are you doing that?
Yeah, so there's actually one school that we're collaborating with, the University of Michigan. So the chair of epidemiology there is providing some expertise in the public health side. So when we do these microbial risk assessments, he's making sure we're doing it correctly. And then beyond that, we're actually collaborating with the Southern Nevada Water Authority here in town. So they're providing some analytical expertise for some of the samples that we're analyzing. And we're also working with a consulting firm in San Diego who's kind of become an expert in this potable reuse concept. So they're providing their expertise and related to the projects that they're working on.
We've seen a lot of news come out of Flint, Michigan. Is that part of their research too? Are they doing things like that?
In some respects, they're doing the same kind of work. So the Flint issue is more of a conventional drinking water type application or issue. But the things that they're experiencing in Flint are the same things that you would experience when you're turning wastewater into drinking water. So in all those applications, you're trying to prevent those things from happening.
You also manage the Environmental Engineering Water Quality Laboratory. Tell us about that.
I co-manage it with Dr. Jossi Batista, and we have quite a few students from very many levels. So we had an elementary school student come in last semester and work with us.
Oh,
we
wow.
have high school students come in over the summer. We have undergrads. We have grad students from all around the world. So it's a really fun group to work with.
You've been testing water. Is our drinking water here okay?
Drinking water is fantastic here.
It is in Las Vegas?
Yep, we have one of the best.
Okay, that's always nice to know. Very nice. Dan, thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Keep up the good work. That's going to do it for us for this evening. We hope you join us again next semester. I'm Gary Waddell. Good night.